Yeah, we got some people in
Sorry
here.
for
Hey,
the
how you
delay.
doing, people? Yeah, so my apologies. Sorry for the wait. I was having some audio issues. Well, first of all, do you guys hear me good? Perfectly fine. I know on the Georgia Tech video we had some sound issues on my end. Just want to make sure you guys, the audience, uh, let me know if I sound pretty good and if Larion sound pretty good. We go ahead and keep going. We'll let the
Let's see.
comments kind of filter in. Appreciate you guys for joining me in this DoakTalk.
Oh shit.
Another live episode. I roll no one system and things like that. We're back rolling. Got my brother Larry on in for the second episode. It's game week for FSU, week 0. Miami has another week of practice until they get into the big matchup against the Florida Gators. It's crazy. I actually got some tickets for that game yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, came on some free tickets, man. Shout out to my boy Chris, man. Donated some tickets. He wasn't able to come down.
You
So
gonna
yeah,
slide?
yeah, I think I'm in the slide. Yeah.
Y'all on some weird behavior with that shit lately too, boy.
For what?
Harley just said go Gators. I was like,
Yeah.
all the Gators trying to team up with Florida State. Um,
uh,
for the Gator for the I said, well, y'all,
I'm not really cheering for. I guess I do want Florida to win. I guess I don't really care either way. But remember, I told you my reasoning for kind of wanting Florida to win, and that's for I think they're gonna take their lump. The word about them, but I only see a few teams on y'all's schedule. Now, of course, Miami usually disappoints every damn year against a certain team, but just from the outside looking in, there's only a few teams on your schedule: Louisville, FSU,
yeah,
possibly Virginia Tech. That's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
it.
I mean,
So that's what I'm saying. I feel like because I want y'all to take y'all L's. Don't get me wrong. So I think that's one of the early opportunities y'all can get. But if y'all do end up, and I guess if y'all end up losing to Florida, that could start some shaky stuff, and then y'all go to South Florida. A little funny, man. I don't know. And that could go the same for. It's crazy. It's like mirror image of both their programs. So if you guys win, they could go off to UCF and lose to UCF, and then they got Tennessee and Kentucky, and the boys could be looking crazy before they even can get into that November schedule. So I just feel like it's more opportunities for Florida than
to
y'all.
lose, yeah, I agree. I mean, they definitely face a tougher route, all in all. So I get it. I get it. But it's now
Nah, we'll jump into
saying
that.
that makes a lot more sense to me. But that's
Yeah,
still
nah,
no
it's just me looking at the long game and wanting both of you
right.
guys to be equally trash and both of y'all to be miserable on the timeline. I feel like that's the best way
They ain't
for
what
them
the rest
to
of them saying though. They just on some weird shit. I'm like,
maybe jumping on the hump.
hell, like what y'all doing? Get off that meat, man. Y'all ain't supposed to be over there, man. You supposed to say, I
Yeah,
hope both of y'all lose.
yeah. I'm winning either way, baby. August
Hey,
31st. I'm the winner.
well, I feel you. But we'll get
Shot the
into it a
one
little bit.
over.
We'll see. We'll get into a little bit of why.
No,
We
yeah,
still got a whole
we'll
nother
stick.
week out.
Yeah, we'll stick to the docket and go from there, bro. But shot the road. No, Larion B, a Larion B, a liar of the seven kingdoms.
Never
I saw.
lied.
I said, are you strong? They said, I'm strong if you strong. And I said, we strong then.
Before we jump into it, please make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. We got close to 300 people, and I know a lot of y'all on Twitter as well. Filter over to the YouTube app because, like I told you guys before, these live episodes, these joint live episodes, are going to be kind of cut off pretty soon. They're going to be streaming on YouTube only. So if you guys are viewing via Twitter or X, we still call it Twitter. Would you say
Shit, he
daddy,
still
daddy?
call it Twitter.
Right, you was in space with Trump calling it Twitter, right?
And everybody call it Twitter. I don't even know what he changed the name for. He
So
might well
mama
change
call you
it back.
Clay. Yeah, mama call you Clay. I'm gonna call you Clay.
Yeah, that ain't go
So
well for
check.
Cuz though. That went real bad for bro.
Yeah,
I
it
told him,
did.
man, announce me by my name. Beat the dog shit out of him too.
What's my
I thought
name?
I thought that was like dramatization for the movie.
I should
And
be
then I
real, boy.
saw the actual fight. I was like, oh nah, you can read his lips.
Yeah,
And they
what's my name,
screaming, say my
motherfucker?
name. Beating his ass.
My personal, bro. I feel it. But yeah, man,
Hey,
if you got a review on Twitter, go ahead, filter over and subscribe to the channel so you get these notifications live, and we go from there. Um, Shout out to my guy Kenny, man. Kenny, a
what up,
real
Kenny?
solid dude. Man. forget. Yeah, man, I'll never forget my boy Kenny. When we had that tailgate down in Miami, when we was with the roll up, my boy Kenny, man, out of nowhere, blessed me with a ticket to the game. Sat next to my boy, man, and he saw that live beat down, up in person. My boy Kenny stuck through the whole game too, man, like a champ.
Man, I bless you for that. I'm gonna tell you, I had a pound. Hey, here you go, my boy. Enjoy the rest of this. I'm about to beat this traffic. I'm
Yeah,
not.
my boy was tough for that, man. I appreciate that. It came out. No, I was not expecting to go into the game. I was just chilling at the tailgate. Hey, we was gonna watch it playing, and he said, "Hey, bro, I got this ticket. Let's do it."
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I really didn't feel like going up in there. I guess I had an omen.
All right, let's jump into it, man. Got a little docket for you guys.
Oh shit!
We
You
good?
good? You just blinked on me there real quick.
Okay, my bad. I'm
Back to
good.
it. Okay, cool. Yeah. Nah, I couldn't.
I'm
I couldn't
cool.
have sat through that one, bro.
I'm good.
Yeah. I think you're good
Oh,
now.
my bad. But no, speaking of last week, I told my son, dropping interception last week. He caught one this past Tuesday, which I was pretty proud. I didn't get to see it. I was in Orlando for work, but he caught one this past week, which was pretty
Oh,
dope.
he playing DB too?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. The corner as well.
All right. Well,
Right.
he got a good teacher, so you can help him on to find the technique.
Cats don't be wanting to listen though, bro.
And listen to the coach a little bit.
Right.
Like,
Let's
you
jump to
gotta,
the animal of the week. So we told you guys that we're going to be mixing up a little bit and getting some animal talk, Game of Thrones talk, House of Dragon, that type of deal mixed in with the Florida State of Miami as usual. So let's jump into it, bro. Jump into your animal week. I'll let you go first.
all right. So I don't know why this one came up like so quick to me, but I was like immediately because I always was fascinated by this. So it's this thing out there called a Bombardier beetle, right? And this beetle, bro, like it mixes two chemicals out of its like I don't know abdomen. I guess we'll call it. I don't necessarily want to call it the ass, but it kind of is. It's kind of is. It's kind of like a lethal shark. So they mix. They can mix two chemicals, and it comes like firing out like a water gun. It just like propels out, and they use it to like squirt this noxious gas type liquid into into like a predator's face, and it'll make like a bird or a lizard or whatever. They hit them in the eye too, bro. They hit them in the eye without even looking. It's like a behind the back pass. They squirt that juice in their eye, and then the predator usually just bail out because it's burning their eye or whatever. And I also saw like where a frog ate one, and when it ate it, it did the same joint. Like it just excreted the thing, and the frog threw that bitch up, and then let him walk off. Like, what the fuck just happened, bro? Frogs don't chew nothing. They just swallow whole. Pause.
Right.
And so it just coughed that joint right back out of there. And another cool thing about them, right, is the like scientists was kind of studying this system, this propulsion system that they're able to use, and they're able to finally replicate it. And there's a company that's going to use it, and they're thinking that they can use it for like medical applications, for like inhalers and stuff like that, and fire extinguishers. So they
Yeah,
may be
that's
able, like
cool.
you be able to do two different um two different streams. You know how like you can switch it up on your like a spray bottle where you can switch up how it
Right.
comes out. You're gonna be able to do that with a fire extinguisher based on the type of fire you got. And it all came from researching how this animal just is able to mix those two chemicals and just it creates like a little liquid. It's like a liquid bomb. It's literally a liquid bomb made of hydrogen peroxide and I think hydrocodone or something like that. Some shit I
Mm-hmm.
don't really know how to say. Y'all don't know it either, so it ain't
Nah,
don't
yeah, don't.
come try and correct me because you just would have Googled it. There's no way you just knew that shit. But it makes the two chemicals, pop them in the eye and shit, and then slide off, man. I thought it was just dope how like nature works like that. That's like real superhero shit. That's like mutant stuff. But yeah, that was my little animal of the week, man. What you got? Y'all check them out. Look them up. Super. Oh yeah. I got you. Oh, shout out to Roll Noel again. Larian equals the Greens. CJ equals the Blacks. Who the fuck is the Blacks? you mean
Hell
African
no.
Americans? Did it
Good
play?
fellas, my damn internet.
CJ, who is the
All right.
Blacks? I think she got
Oh
her
yeah,
colors wrong.
right. My dog Larry on definitely black, man. He team black through and through.
The Reds.
Nah, she talking about House of Dragon.
Oh, hell nah. Got me out. Hell no. Ain't no goddamn high tower. Fuck, hell, definitely not with the Greens.
Nah,
Hell
fuck
no.
the green. Fuck the other side. All right, let me jump into mine, man. It's crazy. This ever since this little thing, I'm gonna kind of throw it out there in a second. Harley, were you able to get those graphic together or nah? Okay, I'll let you know in a quick second. But pretty much, man, this animal's kind of been growing on me like crazy. Or the bald eagle, very fucking impressive, man. This top tier. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's probably maybe in my top three, my favorite animals, kind of sneaking up. So weigh about 15 pounds, but they have a 7.5 foot wingspan. They can reach altitudes up to 10,000 feet. They have 8 times the eye. That's crazy, right? 10,000 feet. They just gliding above everything, like high as hell. Don't even know the motherfuckers above you. Eight times the eyesight of a human's. So you hear the word, the phrase "eagle's eye." It's crazy, it comes from actual, eagles in their eyesight, so they can spot prey, way before you can see them. Their grip is like 400 times of psi. In relatable terms, pretty much their grip is 10 times as strong as humans. And put that right 10 times. The grip is 10 times the strength of the average man. Put that picture of the eagles talons, Harlan, if you can. Talons, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Shit, y'all don't know either. Fuck
it. I can't play like that though. If he could crush my hand, that's sick,
bro. So again, like I'm saying, 10 times the grip of a human with claws, talons that's that big. So in hell, you can see he's palming the damn human hand pretty much right there. So long story short, man, I say that to say this. They picking up pretty much anything they can, man. You seen videos of them grabbing deers, dogs, cats. Yeah, speaking of them Game of Thrones, the motherfuckers will pick up Tyrion if he get caught slipping.
Don't do my dog like that. They take Tyrion. Yeah, you got that eagle that dropped them off ledges.
Right. So now I say that to say this, man, and I want your opinion on this too. It's been a kind of topic going around on social media and things like that. Go ahead and throw it up there. Pretty much, you have to decide between these. You can pick the two things, and the rest of them have to kill you.
All right, two gonna hold me down.
So you
while
got
everybody
50
else
eagles,
trying to kill me.
50 right. Two go hold you down while the rest of them is trying to kill you.
Oh, okay. Oh, and they got the numbers. I got you.
Yeah. So you got 50 eagles, 7 buffalo, 10,000 rats, 5 gorillas, 4 lions, 15 wolves, 3 grizzlies, 1 motherfucker with a damn shotgun.
Get him out of here.
And
I don't even know why one man with a gun is an option in this situation.
That's just not. You go take like one fucking damn animal and the other one go to work on you. So with me, man, I picked the 50 eagles and the 10,000 rats.
That's a lot. I like where you went there. That's a lot of volume, and you just overwhelm them.
Correct.
Everything else is depending on power. I'm gonna go. Give me the Grizzlies. Give me the Grizzlies, and I'm gonna go with the Grizzlies and the water buffalo. Actually, I'm gonna go Grizzly and water buffalo because, like, even if you're hitting with the rats, they could just roll over on the rats.
But
They'll
how many?
They'll just roll them up.
If I get 1,000 rats on one grizzly, I still got 9. I still got
9,000 left.
I still got 9,000 motherfuckers left, right? So
that's true.
It's so many, bro. So
I always like the rats. I ain't gonna lie.
New York City rat. I'm talking about New York City rats. Some other motherfuckers.
Oh, you only need 3 of them. You get 3 New York City rats, and you don't need nobody else to help you. Then you just let them hold you down.
Right. But 50 Eagles is a lot too. So pretty much everything I just described in 50 of them motherfuckers all.
Yeah, 50 Eagles is gonna be hard to stop. Period. I just want to go a little bit different because your numbers are actually, I like them because it's just gonna overwhelm. It's just gonna overwhelm, but everything else is coming at you. So I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question, but yeah, I rock with that. We'll see. Let's set it up, man. I'm gonna have to set this fight up one day. I see this graphic all the time. I'm gonna gather me 10,000 rats.
Nah, that's cool. That's a good conversation.
Going road no backyard. I can at least get 6,000 out of there.
Easily. He said 6,000 out of there. Let's jump into it. I'll go ahead and get started with some Georgia Tech FSU talk. But first off, before we get into the actual Georgia Tech FSU game itself, surprises for me.
You froze on me. You run that back. Okay, I want to make sure it wasn't just me. Georgia Tech prediction. Just the score. You telling CJ on dial up. CJ got a man back there with a can that just sit there and holler back and forth what he say. A can and a string. Oh man. I do like Georgia Tech plus 11.5. Just because it's first game, ACC opponent, neutral site. I do like them to cover. And it's first game of the season, so everything not rolling. You gotta get, the offense is not gonna quite be in sync the way y'all expected to. Eventually, not saying that the fans expected to be like full tilt game one. So, I mean, I'll probably take. I'm worried about that offense a little bit. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna go Florida State 27. Florida State 27, Georgia Tech 20. I think the game ended up being actually a little more interesting. And I don't even necessarily think that 20 going to be like a competitive game. I think they might tack something on at the end to just cover and close that gap. But they got a decent quarterback. They got got a little bit of D lineman up there that I think could be disruptive and cause a little bit of issues. But y'all got a good O-line and all. So, I mean, all in all, I think obviously Florida State is a superior team and probably would just end up overwhelming them all in all. But I like their coach, too. That's the other thing about Georgia Tech. I actually like their coach. So I think he makes it a little more competitive than maybe some are thinking. And trust me, if your quarterback get the cough and the rock up, it might be a much longer night than you expect. So let's see what DJ do out there. I'm not one of these, he just trash guys. I don't think he's absolute trash. Hey, mid. I think he's, but he can get a job done, depending on what everything else happens. If everything else goes well for you, then you don't necessarily have to lean on him. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be able to be balanced too. So we'll see how it ends up playing out.
Historically, DJ hasn't turned the ball over.
He's not that's what I say. I don't think he's a very dangerous guy. So I don't think he's going to put you in those situations. He'll probably be able to protect the ball. I just don't know if he's going to be able to necessarily give you all the opportunity to matriculate through the air if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, Haynes King threw 19 or 17 picks last year. He does that. They ain't covering.
And shit, Jameis Winston threw 18 his last year and went number 1. And I said y'all out y'all damn mind. What you doing in the NFL? Still coughing the rock up. That's my dog, though. I love him now. Don't get me wrong. Love Jameis Winston. He's probably on my list of no's I want to meet. Jameis Winston is at the top of it. Like I met a couple of them during the roll-up days or whatever. But Jameis Winston is at the top of. It's probably him, and then Warwick Dunn. And I actually just like rock with Warwick Dunn. I always have, just from like the stuff he's done in his community. His life story is crazy. And he was just bad. That was a bad boy, man. So it would be dope to sit down and kick it with him. And then Jameis just funny without trying, bro. It's just the best time I think you can have.
While we're waiting on CJ, you can hit a few of these chats.
Let's see. DJ got less turnovers than Ward. With all the schools combined, and Haynes King is a turnover machine. Yeah, I'm not banking on him being just coughing up the rock a bunch of time. I was joking about TVD more than I was saying that I expect DJ to cough the ball up. I don't think he's going to cough the rock up. I just don't know if he's going to, push the ball downfield much either. And, and we talked on the last show, there's concern about, where your wide receiver production is going to come from. Everybody got talent, but you got to see it come together and see if you can actually. And again, this is game one. I'm not saying that things won't eventually get to clicking at a higher cylinder, but usually game one for everybody is a little bit tough getting the wheels rolling. So we'll see. Who else say something? No, I have not played NCAA 2025. I want to, but I don't have a PS5. And I've been buying other stuff for like around the house and sneakers. I'm not gonna lie. I've been getting back in my sneaker game bag a little bit, so I haven't bought a PS5 yet to go ahead and make that purchase. Plus, I'm just like, I'll just keep waiting while they keep fixing a lot of these glitches, and then I'll feel better about making that purchase. But I absolutely intend on it. I played it probably all the way up until the very end, until when things finally went away. Up in what was that?
So,
I think.
Yeah, 14. So they can hear me now. So speaking of week one, while we're waiting on CJ, you nervous about next Saturday?
No. In all seriousness, I think to be nervous, you'd have to be doing what a lot of people say, like we do, is living in the past. I just don't. It's the swamp. Again, it's going to be game one, so it's going to be a hostile environment. But like I mentioned before, I've seen them people take off and get up out of there. You get in there early, you could take them out the game. You could take that crowd out the game. People always make these guys to be out so die hard, and they always clowning us. And I'm like, well, I've seen all y'all stadiums get emptied the hell out. And in all fairness, why shouldn't they? They demand a higher product. Well, what the hell I look like getting stuck in traffic just to watch us get stomped out by 40 points? It don't make no sense as a fan. I'm not doing that. But no, I'm not. We're better than them, I think, in every way. So, got to go and execute. But I don't think there's a particular facet of the game that they're better than.
Can y'all hear me? I'm good?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Man, I don't know what the fuck's going on tonight. My apologies.
Oh, good.
Am I interrupting you?
Go ahead. You want to get into? I was just kind of responding to some of the chats we had going on.
Man, my bad, man. I seen some of it too, man. Y'all right, man. I don't know, man. It's that cricket shit or something. For internet. But yeah, let's my bad. So the depth chart a little bit. Some of the surprises that I saw was Jaylen Brown. That was a surprise. He was with the ones. Redshirt freshman, the guy that transferred from LSU. Hell, if you go back to our Rolo days, like this was a kid I was really high on coming out, along with him and Hakeem. Those are my two favorite receivers within that cycle. Been making some plays. I know receivers were struggling. People was kind of worried about that, but the last week and a half to 2 weeks, man, they've really been coming along and been playing strong ball, real consistent. One thing I will say, Mike Norvell kind of said this as well. This is the biggest, most physical, and fastest team he's had. And I think I kind of agree with that, just from the size I've seen. Just develop within the program, right? That type of deal. So speed-wise, he's definitely not lying. To have Malik Benson, Ja'Kai Douglas, and Jaylen Brown, all 4-3 capable guys as your starting receivers for game one is pretty interesting. I know people was questioning Hakeem Williams not being on the depth chart. It wasn't really talked about, and I didn't want to really say too much about it, but Keem was hurt for like the last two or 3 weeks in camp. He was struggling with with an injury or whatnot. He's perfectly fine now back in practice. So, excuse me, the more we get into the season, I'm not gonna say within the season. I think it's early portion of the season we'll see Keem work back into the rotation, that type of deal. But he has been practicing due to the injury. The practice I went to, he was there, and it pretty much happened like right after that. Defensively,
when he get back, is he with the ones?
He'll probably have to work his way into it. I think I'll probably say by the time he does get back and fully go, he'll be with the ones, in my opinion. Because he was working with the ones at the practice I went to, and prior to that. So yeah, I do think Keem ended up being back with the ones unless he just go out and blow it, which I doubt. He was moving pretty well, had some good practices while I was there, looked really good too. And I get it. People want to, troll and get the jokes off and that type of deal, man. But Keem, he'll be perfectly fine. Kevin Knowles was listed as a starter at nickel, which I thought was pretty interesting. I know a lot of people didn't really want to see that, especially how he played last year. But my response to that is flush them old tapes. Last year was last year. It's a new season. You got to remember too. Last year he was playing safety. I told you guys as soon as that move was pretty much made, him going to safety was a bad idea. He just wasn't a safety as it is. He played corner/nickel. His first 2 years at Florida State, was a pretty good player at that spot. You move him to safety. I know he had some depth issues at safety. He probably had to make some adjustments, but that was just a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. But fast forward now, he's been playing consistent, playing some good damn ball and shit. These coaches ain't harping on last year, thinking about last year, taping that type of deal. And if you listen to Kevin Knowles' interview he had with I forget the new play-by-play announcer, Jeff Culhane, but FSU tweeted out and he had a little post-practice interview, and she was like, "Yeah, man, I know I struggled last year, this, that, and the third, and I'm not letting it affect me or change. I'm coming here to put in that work, and y'all go feel me." And sure enough, he made some splash plays in practice, and I see him encouraging guys too, like one of the younger guys to play good, just being a good leader as it is. So, shit, he's good in my book until he started messing up this year. Last year, I don't really care about last year.
Don't care.
Right. These coaches don't care about this. Football is what have you done for me lately game. And if you're not producing in practice, your ass ain't gonna be on this depth chart like that. You're not gonna be on the field. That's just that. And even if you producing in practice, you start struggling in the game, a lot of times that carries over to practice. That stuff is pretty much hand to hand. But I am happy to see as a defensive back, we preach short-term memory and all that type of deal. His confidence hasn't really wavered. He's still a confident kid, believes in his abilities, and I'm rooting for him, put it that way. Devontae Brown, I was trolling this pickup a little bit too. From Miami, he played cornerback for Miami last year, and be God honest, he was terrible for Miami. He wasn't good at all. Coming to FSU, moving to safety, which I think that's what FSU kind of wanted to do with him last year when we was recruiting him out of the transfer portal. Safety was a concern for us, and I'm not gonna say probably why we had to move Kevin Knowles around, but it was thin. So I know FSU, when they were recruiting him and his brother out of high school, they wanted him to play safety versus him playing corner because he was a cornerback at UCF. He let him go to Miami, played cornerback, what he's been playing, pretty much his whole career. This wasn't good for the Hurricanes at all, man. And I kind of
just got PIs.
Yeah, a lot
just
of
too handsy.
Which, as a cornerback, you can kind of understand that. My fault. I'm picking up a little echo with you. But as a cornerback, you definitely understand that or whatnot, as far as being kind of handsy, and you kind of see the transition to safety. So you can kind of flourish in that position. They say he's a really smart guy, really smart player, understands the defense, that type of deal, veteran guy. So him and Hussey will be, the two guys, of course, rotating at that spot. And Shaheem Brown. He's one of the better safeties in the ACC, in my opinion. So he's going to be a guy that's going to be getting all those type of reps. So, yeah, that's what I have for depth chart. But just kind of chiming in back to the Georgia Tech game. I know you was talking about some things in regards to, I guess, do's and don'ts to kind of win the game. For me, it's kind of simple. If you contain Haynes King scrambling, don't let him, which has been our Achilles heel because we play so much man. We have scrambling quarterbacks. They've been hurting us over the years. Let's be honest. Hell, Jaden Daniels, not last year, but the year before. The Virginia Tech quarterback Drones, even though he had a horrible passing day, he broke some runs against us scrambling the football. This goes on and so forth and so on. He had over 700. This was surprising to me. Haynes had 700 yards, had over 700 yards rushing last year and 10 touchdowns. So that's pretty damn impressive for a quarterback. And of course, he had those 27 passing touchdowns. He had 16 interceptions as well. So he'll give that motherfucker up, man. So that's my thing. If we, don't let Haynes King go crazy because I don't feel like their receivers. I think they're pretty good, but I think our secondary is just that much better. We play a lot of man coverage, that type of deal. So I'm not really worried about him killing us through the air. So long as we hold him in check as far as scrambling, don't turn the ball over on our end, we should be perfectly fine. And also, on just to kind of hold him in check as far as scrambling, I need our pros to play like pros. You know, the people are hyping our defensive line and talk about, how good the defensive line is and that type of deal. Play some damn football and show them why, you're highly coveted and you're going to be possible high draft picks. I need Josh Farmer, Derek Jackson, Pat Pate, those guys to pretty much dominate the Georgia Tech offensive line, who's a pretty experienced group coming back. But on the flip end, need our offensive line to kind of dominate those guys up front. They was weak running the football last year, gave up over 5 yards a pop. Miami pretty much had that way with them 2 on the ground as well. So yeah, we do what we're supposed to do. We should come out of Georgia Tech pretty much unscathed. I got like 31-17 or 28-14 or 28-17 type of game. We kind of in the second half a little bit, just too much depth, too much talent. Like I said, we're a better team than Georgia Tech as it is now. Like Brent Key and what he's doing, like you said, real good head coach. That team is going in the right direction, recruiting pretty well. So I do think Georgia Tech, they're going to be a solid team within the ACC, not a slouch by any chance.
It's about time.
Right, it's been a while, right?
A little minute since they've been not awful. I mean, whether we lose to them or not, got nothing to do with the fact that they've been bad. Like, two things could be true at the same time. So, yeah, it'd be fun to see them kind of get it together a little bit. Keeps the conference a little more respected and competitive, all in all.
Agreed.
I already gave like my prediction on it. I mean, I think y'all would have to have a bit of a disastrous day for things to go.
Yeah, right. But turnovers, stuff like that, and
yeah. But I think y'all are coached beyond that at this point. I think that the ghost of Willie is gone. All of that. I think that culture has kind of been lifted, and you dealing with a whole new culture in the locker room. And
yeah, we pretty much look back at the game ones over the years. We might not have typically had those guys ready for game ones, and this is the weakest game one opponent we had since. And it's ironic too. This is the weakest game one opponent we had since his first year at Florida State. We played Georgia Tech that first year, but you played 3 Brian Kelly teams in a row, Notre Dame and LSU back to back. So you kind of who is of course more talented than Georgia Tech. So you play those three teams the last 3 years. You have Georgia Tech in the opener. Well, I'm sorry, I guess you could count the week 0 that we had 2 years ago against Duquesne, if that means anything. But for the most part, right, the teams you played as being Brian Kelly coach teams for the most part in the opener.
Donkeys, Duquesne, they call them people everything but their name, Jack.
Or Donkeys or something like that, man.
Yeah, Donkeys. That was shout out to Donkeys.
Right. Some respect I have for them boys.
Did beat y'all like in 1902 or some shit? Like
it was a crazy stat where they actually did beat us in
the early 30s or something like that. I'm like, boy, y'all fans will find anything, Jack.
Right, anything. So I said we beat 45-0, 300 yards rushing, 300 yards passing. Goddamn. Hey.
Well, you got the heart champion.
Joseph Harris. I love it, my brother. Shit.
Those are the same numbers I saw when we were opening with Virginia Tech.
All right, bro. Jump into your little Miami talk. What you got to get on, man. My apologies for delaying everything.
Oh no, it's all good. I talked a little bit about the Gators game. I said we'll get into it a little bit more as we actually approach the actual game rolling up. But yeah, Arlen asked me if I was scared. Nah, I mean they ain't world beaters. This ain't Tim Tebow and them boys. It's Mertz. I mean, and he's not bad. I'm not.
He's good at what he does.
I said on this show I wasn't like it's not about.
He's good at what he does. I will say that Yeah,
he's solid.
He's not going to stretch it out. You know, I'm not going to say we haven't seen him stretch it out and stretch the defense to take shots downfield. Billy does a good job of scheming underneath stuff for him. He does a good job of getting to those guys and getting to the. I know Florida fans are kind of trolling about Trey Wilson. They only, give him on quick routes and that type of deal, and not really running the route tree. But that shit actually works, man. So
you work with what you got, and maybe the coach understands what he's got at quarterback too. So, we can see if he makes it to the other season, to the next season. You can see some different things once they get Lagway at the helm. If all of that stuff goes as planned, I guess. There's a lot of people think he ain't going to make it, and then if he don't make it, Lagway.
I don't know if that motherfucker make it to us.
I kind of see it too, but I'm telling you, I don't know if that's the move. I hope they do. Scramble it up again. Every time you're doing that,
keep him. I don't need him to get it right. Keep him.
But if they get it wrong, see, this is the key. When they're getting it wrong,
they're getting it wrong a lot lately too.
That gives the other team time to keep pulling away. Because every time you start over, you set your program back 3 years at least. Because you got to get the coach in. He's got to bring his culture in, and he's got to get his players in. Unless you just, if you happen in like Urban, where he had all that talent already there, and he could just grab the reins and just take over. Rarely, though, are teams in that position, because usually the reason you this bad and getting rid of the coach, a lot of it usually has to do with the talent on the field. So, either way it's going to work. He can't out-recruit my coach in general, so I ain't worried about that. People talking about Ben Hank. I mean, it was a layup. Like y'all said, these legacies are saving them. And I still don't know. I stand on this. I still don't think that kid ended up going there. I think he did that because his daddy kind of pressured him.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's one thing I will say, bro. Them motherfucking daddies at UF, bro. Them bitches in line, bro.
You going to UF.
You going to UF.
Part is the whole background behind that, because they got Spurrier involved. The whole background behind that whole thing was he was mad at Florida State and Miami, his dad, because they wouldn't give him a shot, but his grades was trash. I'm like,
who was it?
His dad, his father.
Oh, okay.
So he
was
like, Florida gave me a shot. Well, Dad, that was you. I got the grades.
Right.
Why I got the berry
because of that.
For your sins. That was you.
We talk about accountability all the time, right? Sometimes you gotta have some self-accountability.
Oh, that's what I'm like, how you gonna put that on the kid? But that was the story I heard, at least. But I still don't think he ends up there. Nonetheless, we'll kind of keep it moving. I'll get back into a little bit more of the details in the next week. We're gonna beat the dead horse, and then we're gonna have reaction to the Georgia Tech upset, and then we'll preview my game.
That'd be a hell of a show if it do happen.
Oh boy, might cut the season. It might be last show. This might be the last show. Georgia Tech win.
Yeah, we cutting this shit off. Ain't no more.
There won't be no shows to be had. This will be the
farewell. So just look at the 247 composite. Them boys are ranked 30th, and that's when you say you got heavy hitters, heavy legacy hitters, and Ben Hanks and Vernell Brown, man. So that legacy is really saving those guys. You go like a couple class, the next class, 26 class. The headliner is, I think, Will Griffin, the big-time four-star quarterback, who's another UF legacy. So,
them kids gonna get sick of that shit.
Right.
Hey, man, we living in the past. That's what y'all did. Let me go do my thing.
Y'all were good. These motherfuckers are trash now.
Especially, that came out with the man, it was a kid we just picked up. Blank on his name. It was down to us and y'all essentially. Safety.
Man, that was a layup, man. What's the kid name? Damn it, Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald, yeah. Bryce Fitzgerald.
Bryce Fitzgerald from Columbus. As Mario Stomping Grounds. Pretty much from what I was hearing, it was just y'all giving the kid the green light. Simple as that. So even if we did take his commitment, I'd have been kind of.
I think, but a lot of he said out of his own mouth, the lack of stability at Florida, he don't trust it. So I think Florida had the lead on that situation for a while. So I think
Florida was see that for a while before we actually. So I guess put it this way: before Miami said we wanted to actually recruit you, Florida was the lead, and then we came in. Stability, official visit did blow the kid away. And we kind of jumped into the lead and kind of got into the the lead role and had that momentum going. But of course, hometown Columbus. I'm pretty sure Mario had his homeboys kind of had that conversation, whatever, and it was a wrap. But yeah, if you guys would have actually pushed, I think we did kind of jump in front of Florida for that in that recruitment. But yeah,
I mean, maybe it was some good old fashioned South Florida trolling because I was hearing y'all was in the lead at the end. That was the word down the stretch.
I think it was that South Florida type of deal that y'all, the type of shit y'all be pulling, man.
It's cool when they come though.
Yeah, bro. He's fucking master of narratives. I told you. Hey, what's the kid from last year, the defensive end?
DN. That who he ended up committing to?
The 5-star that flipped from y'all to us and reclassified it back to y'all.
McCray? No, he never. No, he never.
The one y'all got, the kid from he went to Central, the defensive end, the one that reclassified.
Damn, the young kid. He's like 17 years old. Sheesh. I hate names. Blunt. Yeah. Thanks for the chat.
Blunt. Yeah, man. It's the same thing, Blunt, man. So, hey, Blunt. So that's what you gonna do now. You go flip from us. Technically, right? Go ahead, commit to him, build it up, yada. And right in November, December-ish, we go play it all off. You go flipping this, we go have that type of deal. The master fucking
that I'm gonna tell you, if he working like that, man, diabolical. He
can do it with certain kids. South Florida kids, the Miami kids, we can play with them a little bit. Columbus, Central, hey man, let me holler at you. We gonna play the game and fuck with Florida State.
You know what I heard? One of and we'll move on. One of our commits, his cousin. He lives with his uncle, and I work with his uncle. And I heard one of the most surprising things about
defensive end, right? From Savannah?
No. The kid I'm talking about, he from the Orlando area. So he told me something I never would have really thought. He was like, Mario is hilarious. I never would have dreamed that. Yeah, I was like, huh? He come off kind of dry and stiff a little bit to me.
Yeah, you do. You got a good personality, sense of humor type of deal.
I
guess you got to somewhat have if you get the narrative as being a good elite recruiter, you got to have some type of personality traits, right? Saban is a hard ass as at third, but Saban a funny ass dude too, and
that's true. But he's funny. Saban one of them guys that like be funny without trying to be funny too. Kind of sometimes like he give it to you so uncut. He got that old school. I'm just saying what the hell on my mind. Yeah, what it is, and it's funny to us because we ain't used to people being blunt like that. But before we get out of football, real quick, we're gonna get towards the end. We're gonna talk a little House of the Dragon. What you expect the Ravens to do this year?
It's Super Bowl of bust always for me, bro. But I just wish we would have added another damn receiver. Like I really wish we got to address the pass catching, man. That's my issue. We ain't got that motherfucker that can just take it off, man. That can just take the top. Well, I will say I think Zay Flowers. I love Zay. I think Zay can be that, but you got to have another weapon.
Got to balance it.
You got to balance it out, man. You got the little speed slot guy. So I want him to draft Johnny, for example. Like Johnny Wilson being perfect. He was there in the later rounds too. And you had Johnny with a Zay and the Andrews at tight end with our running game. Shit, we could cook. Okay, go draft somebody in free agency. We really didn't do that. So that's my only issue, bro. But I think it's going to always be Super Bowl or bust for me, man. But I do think we're kind of wasting the prime years of Lamar Jackson when it comes to that passing.
Yeah. The same way. That's why I was
Dragon real quick. I saw a comment and I highlighted it. Make sure you guys grab the tail if you're going to be putting up for the Boston College game, the home opener. Make sure you guys grab a tailgate ticket. We hang real good for our tailgates. It's going to be on Labor Day too, so we have a long weekend. Home opener in Tallahassee. It's going to be real good vibes. So come and vibe with the tailgate and hang out with us. I'm talking to my boy Benji Brown. Actually, I think he's going to be in town as well. He's going to be hanging too. So come hang out with us and kick it at the tailgate.
Real quick. I'm still coming up echoing. I think I turned the feed down a little bit. Yeah, I think it's the same thing for the Niners. Like it's Super Bowl or bust. We right there, but eventually you got to go in and get over the top. And what's happening to us right now is the same thing. I know it's gonna happen. People always like, oh, y'all got a good team. Like, yeah, now, but you got to remember, free agency starts to come, and people they want these checks cut. You
Man,
got
that
to
shit
make
don't last
decisions.
forever, bro.
I'm
It
so
don't
sick
last
of
forever.
I'm so sick of the Ayuk situation. I'm just
Y'all
over
paid
it.
him, right?
No, we still ain't got it settled yet.
Oh,
It's
okay.
still back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, oh, this is what I'm talking about. That's why you got to strike while the iron hot. But we'll be back in the thick of things. We'll win the
Nah,
NFC
bro,
West
you can't
again.
just say, we're gonna be back, we're gonna be back. Nah,
Right.
it don't work
Eventually
like
it
that.
deteriorates.
Yeah.
Unless you New England. And again, people not really understanding what we witnessed. And they not going to understand it for another 10 years. Till they really
Right.
understand, that's
Yeah,
really
even
bad.
with the Chiefs right now as well, too, to be honest with you.
Right now, yeah. We got to see, if it's any fall off. Right now, though, they got a perfect system in place. They're super competitive. And what they got, 3 now? Two or three?
3.
3. Damn. That boy already got 3. That's right. I tried to diminish
Yeah.
because he got 2 off of us. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
bro, crazy.
That's that
3.
hurt, boy. I was sitting right there for both of them, just in a
He been
world
to
of
what?
pain.
Oh, most of the Bucks.
That's it. And you running for his life that game. Anyway,
Oh yeah,
speaking of running
that
for
was the
your life.
only issue.
So, all right, we hope y'all tapped in. If y'all wasn't already, House of Dragons, season 1, episode 1. So, all right, this laying the foundation for everything. So
The Prince. What it was, the air for a day.
the air for a day. Yeah, that was cold blooded, bro.
That's some
That
cold
was
shit.
cold blooded. So
Yeah.
the like kind of fast forward a little bit to that point. Everything's starting off, and you get the background on how they setting you up for how everything's always in contention because
Mm-hmm.
you had Jaehaerys, the king, but all his sons had passed away, so he had to pass down his lineage, and the princess was the most qualified by age and everything, but she a princess. So he let his council vote on it, and they went with his grandson, Viserys. So Viserys ended up being the king, and that's kind of where the show kick off. We fast forward down the road about, I think they say 9, 10 years, something like that. And he got his kids. Now he got a problem too. Because all he got is
Rhaenyra.
he's lost kids, and now he's just got his daughter. So with his wife, so it's like all I got is a daughter myself. My wife has lost a couple, and she pregnant. But he know it's a boy this time, and everything is he just telling himself,
Crazy how pressed it be, right?
yeah. Well, he can, in their situation, you gotta have a boy.
No, you got to, yeah. In them times, like it's crazy how pressed, and even after the fact, I don't want to fast too forward, but even after what happens, what's about to happen, they're like, hey, condolences, but shit, you got to keep moving with that.
So yeah. So right off the rip, we dealing with all that. We fast forward. His wife pregnant. It's a little issue going on out in the It's like a strait where shipping lines and everything go through, and there's little issues over there. And you see right off the rip, Viserys really be on some chill shit, man. He just really want to have fun and keep it light, and Kingdom doing well, so everything's good.
It's peaceful.
Yeah, exactly. He just want to vibe, man. Have good times. His son on the way, so he throwing a tournament, and it's the tournament. They joust and all this stuff, and his brother in it. So you get to see Damon, right? Damon enters the picture. Damon sound awfully close to Demon for a reason. Damon he a bad boy, man, and you kind of love him or hate him. You
Yeah,
gonna either love this dude or hate him,
you got to
but
take the good with the bad.
yeah, but I always rock
And that's
with
the
that
thing, bro, because
scene.
it's a lot of bad that go with it too, bro. You're like, well, damn, I can't defend your ass right now, bro.
But he got a lot of equity with me because you know
He do.
why? Like, why I rock with their team more than anything? Because they still standing on the principles of what was said. It's other stuff happen that make it kind of bad, but it's like, well, but
This
these are the
motherfucker
rules.
died with this shit, bro.
Yeah, right, exactly. At the end
Like
of the day,
literally,
he gonna stand on business. That's one thing you gotta love about Damon. He
Yeah.
gonna stand on business. So anyway, tournament getting ready to happen. Damon just had recently, a couple of nights before, went through the city. So they showing you how bad Damon is, right? But see, this is what CJ talking about. It's that duality to him. So he goes through the city. He's in charge of the gold cloaks, or was it white cloaks?
White cloaks.
White cloaks. And they like the police. So he in charge of the police, and he take his police force and he run through the city. And if you did any egregious crime, he was caught chopping body parts off, bro. So he riding through. If
Yeah,
you
fucking Law and
stole, he
Order
took
this
a
bitch.
hand. You had a rapist. They cut him off at the peckle. They threw it in, and it was a cart full of body parts to send a signal that he wasn't gonna have none of that in his city. And you like conflicted because it's rough, but the
You get the
people
job done.
he was fighting
It's
fire
thorough.
with fire, and so that give you a picture of Danny. So you know that's the duality of him. Like he cold, but he fair. You don't want to be on the wrong side of him. Fast forward, having the tournament, Damon doing all right. He ended up losing to this like no name cat named Sir Christian Cole. So Christian Cole get the better of him. Damon don't like that shit. He want now he getting out of character and he want to cheat. Now once things going left, he want to take it to a different place and almost lost that
one. Right.
almost lost that one too. And it really would have if he wasn't the prince. And so while all this is going on, the baby is coming into the world. The new heir is coming into the world, but it's a problem with the pregnancy. And basically, the maester tell Viserys, "Hey, yo, fam, she not gonna make it one way or the other. But if we cut the baby out, the baby can make it." And so he got a hard decision to make, but she not gonna make it. That's kind of the message he's sending. No matter what, but this is brutal too. Because you got to think, no anesthesia and all this back then. You got milk of the poppy. That's what they use for everything. But milk of the poppy ain't gonna solve every issue. So they cut the baby out, man. But he loses his old lady. He loves his old lady, man. He like really, this is hurtful for him. And and so now you got the future heir. You got the prince now. And where it go from there? See, is that same episode? I don't want to get too far to episode.
No, everything happened in that same episode.
Okay, all this still in the first one. All right, I'll make sure I ain't getting too far down.
So the prince, the heir for the day, pretty much lasted a day.
That's it. Boy got up out of there, and
right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so he got up out of there. He pretty much back at square one with So let's back up because his heir at that point in time was Damon. He did name Damon his heir. Damon was his heir because he had no sons, just that and the third. So Damon, like Larion say, man, he be in the trenches, right? This motherfucker be in the trenches. So him and a couple of his homeboys, him and his people, they in the brothel down in the city with the common folks, drinking and talking a little shit, pretty much doing a toast, heir for the day, kind of throwing a shot at Viserys and his son. So pretty much celebrating that Damien got the title of heir back. So, and Damien did the toast to it and all that type of deal. So Viserys don't like that shit. He bring Damien in, pretty much let him know. And Damien said some real shit. If you look back on that shit, it's kind of like you got to. No. He definitely said some real shit like that. But his wife wasn't actually that bad though.
You what? I was like, oh man, get out of here.
He pretty much told him he's the only motherfucker that's gonna go to back for him. Say, Viserys be real with you, you soft, and these motherfuckers go leech and eat off you. I'm the only motherfucker who go set shit straight and be really there for you. Everybody else got alternate agendas and pushing their shit because they know they could get over on you in certain ways. Thanks. But again, like I said, you gotta take the good and the bad. So Damon told him they pretty much stripped his title as heir and passed it on to Rhaenyra, his daughter, and told her the story of the song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
The prince that was promised. and it shit brand Game of Thrones in full circles, right? You got the prince that was promised, Targaryen blood, sit the damn Iron Throne. He's going to be the one that unite the realms together. He's going to bring ice and fire all together, pretty much the north and the south together. You got the wildlands, all that type of deal. In my opinion, I know they talking about Jon Snow, right?
Yeah, talking about Jon. Yep.
Right. So pretty much with everything you saw in Game of Thrones with Jon Snow rambling up the wildlands, bringing everybody together to fight the common enemy in the north. And it's crazy. This is X amount of years before, like 200 years or so before, if I'm not mistaken.
162, I think, exactly.
Right, to be exact. So this has been a Targaryen legend passed down from pretty much heir to heir. And Viserys passed that over to his daughter Rhaenyra. Now at the same time, Rhaenyra's best friend is Alicent Hightower, which is the Hand's daughter. The Hand, if you guys know Game of Thrones, the Hand is pretty much the right hand man of the king and whatnot. One of the guys that Damon was talking about in regards to being in Viserys' ear and kind of getting his way. So right after Viserys' wife died, he knows he loved this lady. She's real cool with it. Not real cool with it. He loves her. He's torn through the situation, that just going through it mentally, going through it emotionally. So he's seeing his 8-year-old daughter.
Right? You forget that.
Right, like these motherfuckers,
girl, man.
Right, bro. So
boys on some real weirdo shit. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know how old Viserys was supposed to be, but yeah,
bro,
she wasn't supposed to be. But
that whole Corey was weird as fuck, wasn't it? That whole find a new wife, and then you got Corliss and Rhaenys. Hey,
yeah, you can have my little girl. Like, what the hell going on? Yo,
what people like, man, I don't even do this shit, man. It's crazy. So, but this motherfucker here, man, he's the master manipulator. He's a master chess player. He's a master game player. So he pretty much sees the force way beforehand. He's sending his daughter into the room to console Viserys. And he knows what he's doing because he's plotting. He's planting those seeds to, have those conversations. He's emotional at the damn time. So he's going to get another emotional attachment. And he's seeing a picture of this girl possibly being the future wife and bearing children, because as king, they don't give a fuck about your wife dying. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like, nah, bro, you got to get another one. You got to replace that wife, and you got to continue the lineage, right? So he planted that seed way before. He's the whole orchestrator of the Dance of Dragons, in my opinion. And that's Otto Hightower, and that's pretty much what we cut off for episode 1.
Yeah, that's it. Everything else show you.
Yeah, so kind of episode 1 pretty much lays the groundwork pretty much for season 1 and season 2 for what we get to see in regards to both a lot of parties. Like, so you got the Christian Cole and Damon situation. You see where Cole's story arc takes him in that type of deal. So episode 1 pretty much does lay the groundwork for the rest of the series, man.
Those two are probably the most important characters in this whole story. So they set you up to show you where their friendship starts or whatever. But anyways, man, y'all tap in if y'all ain't. This is the best show since Game of Thrones. It's just picking up where they left off. Hopefully they don't do us like they did on that one and crash out towards the end. Harlan, you got that little piece of content right here, man? I want to do this. This is just something I came across, man. The wildest content of the week that I ran into, and I don't want nobody to miss this. If you could play that for us, man, I appreciate it.
Yep.
A double standard that you hate.
Oh, when girls can do all this gay stuff, but I don't have the option to do that, or I'm actually gay.
What do you want to do that girls do?
It's not specifically like I want to do something, but I want the option available without me actually being gay. Like in the locker room and shit. Like if I walk around like naked, smacking on that, I'm gay. But I bet the volleyball girls be doing this. But I don't like want to do it. But like if I could do it, I'm not saying I would do it. But if the option was available, maybe we need to just change the double standard so people can. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you feel me.
I do not.
y'all are boys. Y'all are boys. Y'all don't do gay stuff, I bet.
What the fuck?
Okay, time out. I know y'all don't do gay stuff, right?
What type of question is this?
No. Chill.
I think no.
Chill. I'm saying y'all not gay with each other, but
Bruh.
if something accidentally happened, like y'all want that.
To follow.
Did you hear that, C? Can you hear it? Or can you hear me?
I think he's listening to it now.
Oh, I think he's lagging. Get your ass off that.
He's muted too.
Yeah, and you muted.
No. I was saying, I couldn't hear you or the video. I don't know. Probably. I guess
man. All right. Well, I'll send it to you.
Send it to me. I got to check it out.
I'll send it to you separately. We'll go ahead and check it out. But for those in the audience, I know y'all can hear Roll Nose. Roll Nose got it all figured out. Buddy tripping. So what you missed
I gotta hear that for sure. Then.
Yeah, but you really go. I hate that you couldn't hear it live. That's why I say it just so you can hear it live. But for the audience that got to hear it, man, I've never heard a more egregious phone call in my life. A man wanted to not have the double standard held of doing gay things. Like women can do gay things, like walk around the locker room together and not be gay, smack each other on the butt. But he wants to have that same right. He's very bothered by that. And he stumbles over his words really horrible. Bro, you got to check that out. I'll send it to the chat. I'll send it to you too, Ro. No, look for it on Facebook Messenger. I'll send it to you over there. That's why I originally found it at.
Yeah, definitely send it to me. I got to hear that. For sure.
Anyway,
man. So we got about 8:30 in here, man. Again, man, I know a lot of y'all on Twitter checking it out, man. We're gonna be in our bag a little bit, talking about animals, talking about we love Game of Thrones, House of Dragon. We're gonna be pretty much going through episode through episode, leading up to where we at in season 2, and of course we're gonna be talking about all things FSU in Miami. So again, lock in with us. Hit that subscribe button over on YouTube. Like as well. Like we told you guys, we are not going to be streaming them on Twitter too much longer. They will be streamed exclusively on YouTube probably within the next few episodes. So again, tap in, man, so you can keep up with all the content.
Yeah, tell Elon you got to cut a check, otherwise we got to go.
Right, for real, man. Elon giving us all this free promo now. We need to check. But yeah, again though, man, tap in with us, like and subscribe. Like I said, these House of Dragon takes going to be going strong. Team Black all the way, man. My queen, I love her.
All day, every day. Same. When it changed, Danny, same vibe.
Fact.
Anyways, all right, man, we up out of here.
All right, man. Again, tap in.